Question 3, part A. As you can see, 15 marks out of 25 going for part A. So let's do it. This, just looking here, this 3 means we want to multiply, to simplify this, we multiply the 3 by the 4, then we multiply the 3 by the second item, which is minus 5x. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times minus 5x, 3 times the positive 3 times the minus 5 gives us a minus 15x. So instead of having minus 5x, we have minus 15x. And look, the same pattern here, except we're multiplying minus 2. Minus 2 times 5 is minus 10. And then we're going to multiply minus 2 by minus 6x. Right? A minus multiplied by a minus gives us a plus. If you forget this or you want to reassure yourself, you go minus 2 on the calculator, multiplied by minus 6, and we get 12, right? So that's the numbers. We get plus 12, and we're dealing in x's. You know, it could be oranges, but it's x's. 2 times 6 is 12. You know, forgetting the minus for a minute, we're multiplying a number by a number of things, and we're talking x's. So when we have it like this, to simplify, we can reorder. We can bring 12 and we can bring the number over here, minus 10. We could bring our plus 12x next. I like it this way. It seems to flow a bit better. I've just changed the order of the 4 terms. We call them terms or things, whatever. 12 minus 2 or 12 minus 10 is 2. And then we can combine these x's together. We have plus 12 and a minus 15. In this case, they are the same because they have the same power, which is 1, which is not written there. So we can add or subtract them. 1 is positive, 1 is negative. So which one is bigger? The 15 is bigger and it has a negative power. So the negative is going to win here. And then we can subtract them. 12 from 15 is 3. And we're dealing in x's, so we have 2 minus 3x. And that's it. 15 marks. So this is what we're practicing before going into the exam. Next up, list all the values of x to satisfy the inequality 2 minus 3x greater than or equal to minus 6. So, what we want to get x on its own. We want to find out what the values of x are to make this thing work. So we want to get rid of this 2 first. So what we'll have to do is subtract 2 from both sides. So I'm subtracting 2 from both sides. So they're going to cancel from the left side. I'm left with minus 3x is greater than or equal to minus 6 minus 2 is minus 8. And now I want to get rid of this minus 3. So I'm going to divide both sides by minus 3. Because this is minus 3 multiplied by x, that's what it means. So I'm dividing both sides by minus 3. And they'll cancel from this side. And I'll be left with x. Now the only trick here is because this is an inequality, greater than or equal to, this isn't an equal sign, so the rule is slightly different. If we're dividing all across, or multiplying all across by a negative number, in this case we're dividing by a negative number, we have to flip the direction of this guy here. So it becomes x less than or equal to minus 8 over minus 3. And that a minus over minus gives us a plus. A minus divided by a minus. If you put it in the calculator, we'll get minus 8 over minus 3 equals 8 over 3. So x is less than or equal to 8 over 3. Or x is less than or equal to 3 will go in there 2 times. 2 3s are 6 with 2 left over. 2 and 2/3. X is less than or equal to 2 or 2/3. But looking at the question, x is an element of big N here, natural numbers. The natural numbers go from 0, 1, 2, 3 and upwards. So list the values of x that are less than or equal to 2 and 2/3. Well, 2 is less than 2 and 2/3, 1 is less than 2 and 2/3, and 0 is less than 2 and 2/3. Now, there is some debate, and maybe 0 isn't included, but I don't think it'll be marked down if you put in the 0. But certainly 1 and 2. These are the values of x that make this inequality up here work. These are the values of x that are natural numbers that make this inequality work. Any other natural number will not make this work. There was 5 marks going for that, part B. Then we're going to look at part C. 2 minus 3x times g of x, which is just a function. Like this is a function, so 2 minus 3x times something equals this expression here. So there's 2 ways of doing this. So we can do it, we can divide all across by 2 minus 3x first of all. So 2 minus 3x times g of x equals 15x squared minus 22x plus 8. So to get g of x on its own, we'll divide both sides by 2 minus 3x. And these guys will cancel from the left, and we'll be left with g of x equals 15x squared minus 22x plus 8 divided by this. So we can go for our long division. And we'll put in 15x squared minus 22x plus 8 underneath. And on the side here we'll have 2 minus 3x. But I'm going to change the order here. Minus 3x plus 2. Because it works better when we have the x term in front. And it doesn't change the meaning. So now we're going to divide minus 3x into 15x squared. So we could do that on the side if we were stuck. 15x squared divided by minus 3x. Well, dividing the numbers first. 15 divided by minus 3 is minus 5. And x into x squared, you subtract them. So we'd have 2 minus 1 and we'd have x to the power 1, so minus 5x. So minus 5x goes up here. So that's the division done. And now we're going to multiply minus 5x by everything here. So minus 5x times minus 3x will give us 15x squared. And then minus 5x times plus 2 gives us minus 10x. And we draw a wee line here. And then we're going to subtract this guy here. Put brackets around them and a minus sign there. So 15x squared minus 15x squared will just be blank or 0. Then we'll have minus 22x. Tricky here now. Minus 22x minus 10, which is minus 22x plus 10. So that's going to end up with minus 12x. And you can pause the video and work these out in detail for yourself. So we have minus 12x here. So now our next step is we're going to bring down this plus 8. And we're going to start again. Minus 3x into minus 12x gives us plus 4. So now we're going to multiply plus 4 by minus 3x. We get minus 12x. And then we multiply plus 4 by 2. And we get plus 8. And then we get ready to subtract again. And then we can see that everything cancels. Which means that minus 3x plus 2 has divided evenly into this quadratic function here. Okay, so minus 3x plus 2 has divided in here minus 5x plus 4 times, which means that g of x equals minus 5x plus 4. And if you wanted to, you could check, I'm not going to do it now, But you could check by doing this. You could multiply minus 3x plus 2 by minus 5x plus 4. So that'll be like multiplying this guy by g of x, and see if you get back to 15x squared minus 22x plus 8.